Hello, in this video we're going to look at releasing the neck and the muscles surrounding the neck up and down the spine. Often I see issues like whiplash and a lot of people using their secondary respiratory muscles causing a lot of tension in the neck. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to release the neck with the use of the foam roller and the reflex ball. If you don't have a reflex ball, then a tennis ball will do. And as I said, we're going to release those sternocleidomastoid muscles around the neck, and we're going to focus on breathing again. So once these muscles are released, then you can pay more attention on engaging the core. Often when I see people sitting doing crunches or lying down doing crunches, I see them taking a lot of strain in the neck. Now if the neck is taking strain and carrying tension, often it'll take over from the work that the abdominal muscles and the core should be doing. So let's focus on releasing the neck and the surrounding muscles, as well as opening up the vertebrae in the spine to have space that we can move into. And then we will actively do a few core or abdominal exercises, so you can feel the difference when there is less tension in the neck. Let's start with the head on the foam roller. Nod the head from side to side. Try and just relax the shoulders, palms facing up, and just let the shoulders melt into the mat. Now hold your head to one side, and I want you to release that occiput bone behind the neck and that mastoid process behind the ear. Change direction. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Draw a nice big circle with the nose and change direction. Again, nod from side to side. Now we're going to start off on the foam roller, and then we're going to use the reflex ball or the tennis ball to release the same area, and you can feel the ball or the tennis ball getting a little bit deeper. Let's make a figure of 8 parallel to the roller with the nose. Up and around, take it down and across, and again to the other side. Come into the center. Let's lift the roller a little bit higher, and now actively nod the chin up and down, so you're really lengthening into the neck. Now rock onto one side, bring your knees to the diagonal, and make sure that your shoulder is directly under your other shoulder. Now what we're going to do is keep this top hand in front and keep this shoulder over the bottom shoulder. So you're going to rotate the head, looking over that shoulder. So just be careful that you're not letting that top shoulder and that arm drop backwards. Keep the shoulder stacked on the bottom shoulder. So you're giving the head a little bit of resistance as you go over to the other side. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Stacking the shoulders, knees to the diagonal. Take that top hand in front and nod the head from side to side. Start off small and increase that range of movement. Last one. Come back into the center, hug your knees, and rock yourself up to a seated position. Now, when we look at things like whiplash, and it affects the cervical vertebra as well as these muscles in the neck called the sternocleidomastoid. We can often look at pain referral down the vertebra. So it's always nice to try and work along and down into the shoulders as well, just to release any tension there. So we're going to carry on with the reflex ball or the tennis ball, and then we're going to move back onto the roller. Taking the ball into the palms of the hands. So you're going to, you can actually link the fingers and bring the ball into the hands. And now bring the ball onto the occiput bones at the base of the skull. So start off with the ball on the spine where it meets the head at the atlas and the axis. And keeping the ball in the hands, it's going to move from palm to palm as you nod the head from side to side, releasing those occiput bones. Coming back to the center, I want you to move the ball down. So you're going to feel the chin flop back a little bit, and you're right under the atlas and the axis, still on the spine with a nice soft ball, and you're going to nod the head up and down, one hand on top of the other, or link the fingers together and keep the ball in the hands. Nod the chin up and down. Focus on your breathing through your nose. As the chin goes up, you're breathing in. As the chin comes down, you're breathing out. Now let's bring the foam roller back under the head, and you're going to bring the head over to one side again. Take the ball in the same hand that you're turning the head towards, and you're going to bring it onto the neck. So I'm going to show you from this angle, and you're going to circle the ball around, move it up and down. So up and down to the occiput bones and that mastoid process behind the ears. Move it in circular directions. Try relax the shoulder as much as you can. So you're taking the opposite hand so you can relax into that, so you're not activating these muscles here. Just keep them nice and relaxed, and you'll get a bit deeper into that fascial tissue. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So take the opposite hand and relax the head on the roller. Relax the shoulder down and roll over the neck. Now, often when these sternocleidomastoid muscles are taking any tension or taking strain, we look into the jaw, the mandibular joint. So what I want you to do is take your reflex ball or your tennis ball and roll along the jawline and over to the other side. So you're rolling up over the jawline towards the ear, and again you can move in little circular motions. Come down over the chin and do the same thing to the other side. Now, if anyone has experienced whiplash and headaches as a result of that, or headaches in general, the temporal lobe right next to the eyes is often an area that carries a lot of tension as well. So part of that deep core line, the mandibular joint, that jawline, and those temporal lobes, as well as these muscles, the scalene muscles, the sternocleidomastoid, and the trapezius muscles, can carry a lot of tension. So I want you to take the ball again and bring it onto the temporal lobe just next to the eye, and just apply a nice deep pressure, and then just little circular motions in one direction and change direction. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Bring the ball onto that temporal lobe. Little circular directions in one direction and then change direction. Now just to release any tension, if you're having any tension in the head, headaches, take the ball and just release the scalp. It's quite nice and relaxing, quite a sensitive area we're working on. But again, just apply as much pressure as feels best for yourself. And you should feel quite a little bit of activity there after the nerves are activated. Let's bring the shoulders onto the roller now. So the neck should feel quite nice and relaxed, but just make sure you're taking the weight of the head into the hands. So give yourself a bit of a double chin and lengthen over the back of the neck. So make sure the weight of the head is resting in the hands. You can link your fingers and support your head. Open up into the chest. Just lift the tailbone and roll over the shoulder blades. Let's rock onto one side. Unless you're feeling too much tension, you can, if there's too much tension, stay on both shoulder blades. Otherwise, rock onto one side and get a bit deeper into that fascial tissue there. And then go over to the other side. Into the center. Now finish with the roller at the base of the shoulder blades. And again, double chin, lengthen the back of the neck, support the head in the hands. Now we're just going to focus on tucking and arching. So we're going to activate those abdominal muscles, making sure the head and the neck are nice and relaxed. I want you to keep your gaze at your knees as you breathe in. Open up, but keep looking at the knees. Don't let the head drop back and overextend the neck. Keep the double chin and lengthening into the neck. So think of each of those vertebrae getting space between them that you're breathing into and moving into. Breathe in and arch. Breathe out and tuck. Now on the tuck, you're pushing down and pushing the lower back into the mat. Now we're going to add one knee lift. So activate those abdominal muscles. Keep the tuck, so pushing the lower back into the mat. Then drop the foot. Breathe in and arch. Do the same again. Breathe out, tuck. You're keeping the tuck, scoop the belly. Now lift the foot. Keep the lower back in the mat. Breathe in and arch. The same thing again. Tuck. Keep breathing out. Release the foot. Release and tuck. Lift the foot. Now, if you're not taking any strain in the lower back or the neck, I want you to lift both feet. So you're still breathing out, lift the feet. You don't have much time because that's still your out breath. Now, as you need to breathe in, arch, but make sure the feet are down. Breathe out and tuck. Lift the feet. So activate those abdominal muscles. Breathe in and open. Breathe out and tuck. Lift the feet. Keep going with one foot at a time. If you're taking any strain in the neck or lower back, breathe out. Now I want you to progress to holding the tuck and bouncing the knees for 4, 3, 2. We're still breathing out, so you don't have much time. Drop the feet. Breathe in. Now breathe out and lift. 2, 3, 4. Hold the tuck. Release. Breathe in. You should feel like you have got no more air left in the lungs. Keep breathing out. Drop the feet. Last time. Hold it intact. 2, 3, 4. Nice. Bring the hands underneath the thighs and lift yourself up. Nice deep breath into the lifted position. And breathe out. And so that's just a nice quick release for the neck and the muscles surrounding the neck, the jawline, so that you can actively work the abdominal area and those core muscles as well. If the neck tends to take over with any strain, if it be from a whiplash injury